Okay, so I'm sitting here and it's spring break and I'm feeling super guilty because I haven't posted on a book. Well, I haven't posted in months, but I haven't posted on a book that I read back in November, and that book is Postern of Fate, which is the final novel Agatha Christie wrote about Tommy and Tuppence Beresford. And it was one of the first books I read, actually, by Christie. Probably because it was the only one available at the library at the time, and it would have been newer when I was a child. And I think I read it. I didn't understand it as a kid because I was probably too young to read it, and probably Christie was too old to write it. And it started off really interesting, and there's this great premise where they move into a new house, and Tuppence is going through all the books, kind of reliving her childhood. And this, like all of later Christie novels, has a lot to do with remembering and looking back. So Tuppence is upstairs looking through the children's library and rereading old books, and she finds a copy of a book that has words underlined. And in the underlined lines refer to a death in the family, or a death in that household, and it says that it was not an accidental death, that it was one of us. So of course that gets Tommy and Tuppence really interested in what's going on, and it's one of those it's sort of a sleeping murder, and they're trying to find out. But of course, with all of Tommy and Tuppence novels, there's a bit of espionage going on with it too, so it's related to spies and everything that was going on. And it's funny because Christie keeps going back to the NRM novel. Everyone keeps talking about that, and I think what people really want is something that harkens back, at least I do, harkens back to the days with Partners in Crime, and I just find them much more interesting then and lighthearted. Maybe it was partly the time period. Anyway, the book follows kind of the same pattern that happens with Tommy and Tuppence. They start investigating. Usually Tuppence is the more intrepid one. She's out and about. Tommy's trying to get her to stop doing it. He's going up to the War Office to get some information, and they always get separated. Something always happens to Tuppence, and it does in this one too. There are a number of clues that are really weird. They're related to things of the past. There's an old rocking horse. There's all these toys and things in the greenhouse, in the dilapidated greenhouse of this house. So it's a bit confusing, actually, and it gets bogged down and boring in the middle of it. And I think Christie just her mind wasn't completely there when she was writing it. So actually, I suppose for someone her age at that time, we should say that she probably was doing the best she could, but it's not a very lucid book. That said, I think I can only give it maybe like a lot of nostalgia for Tommy and Tuppence. I'll give it a 2 out of 5. And I'm currently reading Poirot's Early Cases, which is just a posthumous collection of early Poirot short stories. So I'll be talking about that next.